This next video is a good one, I think. We have a deadbeat daddy that's coming back into a person's life. And one of the things that I say is pour into the people who have poured into you. And if somebody abandoned you, you have no obligation to them. The second video is about a woman that has she says protective boyfriend, but I'm saying that the things that we have been socialized into thinking are good things and showing caring in relationships are really just controlling narratives. And then the third thing, which really made me smile, is this man in a dating advice subreddit is wondering why he can't find the females who are down to be friends with benefits. And nothing that he is speaking about speaks on how he is a friend to anybody. He just wants the benefits. And that definitely made me smile. So definitely stick through to the end because that's the third one. I do want to hear your ideas or your thoughts about the current culture, and are you seeing women opt out of that whole friends with benefits hookup culture? Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about all three of these. Like, comment, and share and all of that. And I'm so close to getting to 70,000 subscribers. Go ahead and smash the follow button if you're enjoying my commentary and my posts. One of the things that I like to say is pour into the people who have poured into you. Show up for the people that show up for you. And if they haven't showed up for you and then they just pop up like, hey, I'm here, then you know what to do. So that goes along with this post in the advice subreddit. She says, my dad left us 15 years ago. Now he's dying and wants me to take care of him. I don't know what to do. This man was a deadbeat, and now he's looking for a hospice care child. He's looking for a kid to take care of him, and he showed no care or support for that particular child. I don't know if this is a man or a woman that is speaking. I don't know, not the point. So this person says, when I was 10, my dad walked out on our family. No explanation, no contact, just gone. My mom worked multiple jobs to keep us afloat, and I had to grow up fast. Now, 15 years later, I get a call from an unknown number. It's him. He says he's sick, possibly terminal, and has no one else to turn to. I have so much anger and resentment built up. He wasn't there when I needed him, and now he wants me to be there for him. But at the same time, the idea of just ignoring him and letting him die alone feels heavy. My mom says it's my choice, but I can tell she hates the idea of me helping him. My siblings want nothing to do with him. I don't know if I owe him anything. I don't even know what he's been doing all these years, but a part of me wonders if I'd regret not doing something. Has anyone been in a situation like this? What would you do? The thing is, these people that could just make babies, make whole children, and then walk away, once they walk away, you need to make them, they have died in your brain. So them coming back, there should be no way for them to come back because they didn't care enough to make sure that you had food, shelter, that you were protected or whatever. So they deserve nothing. This person says, I don't know if I owe him anything. Why would you owe him anything? Like, why? He didn't fill up your cup. He didn't put into the bank of love and care. So he has no withdrawals to pull out from. So this post, it was just from yesterday, and it's been popping, lots of comments to the point where this person made an update. Wow, I never expected this post to get so much attention. First off, thank you to everyone who took the time to comment, whether you shared advice, personal experiences, or just offered support. I've read through so many responses, and it's given me a lot to think about. The overwhelming response seems to be that I don't owe him anything. Many of you pointed out that he made his choice 15 years ago, and now that life has come full circle. It's not my responsibility to upend my life for him. A lot of you also suggested visiting him once, not out of obligation, but for my own closure, so that I can walk away knowing I did what I needed to do on my terms. That really resonated with me. Right now, I'm leaning towards seeing him once, just to hear what he has to say, not for his sake, but for mine. I want a chance to ask him questions only he can answer. I know there's a chance his answers won't bring me peace or could make me angrier, but at least I know I faced it. One thing I'm certain of is I won't be uprooting my life to take care of him. That's a weight I refuse to carry. My time, my love, my energy, they belong to my mom and siblings, the people who stood by me, who prioritized me every single time, not just when they needed something. Amen. That is how you do it. I am glad that people are pulling back. These people that could just walk away, they need to stay away. Too many people don't pour into folks. They don't water their relationships. And so when they get old and unhealthy or whatnot, they think that they could just stroll back in. No, those people need to expire alone. They need to feel the burden, the stress, and all of that comes along with not having a family because they didn't cultivate those relationships. And then this person says, I'll update again after my visit. Truly, thank you all. Your words made a difference. I was tagged in this post a couple of times, and I saw it yesterday, but I did not go through and take the screenshots. I'm glad that I didn't because this person just made this update recently, but look at it. It has over 5,000 comments. And this person who tagged me in saying, this paternal pest wants to nest and rest with a nurse in a purse. Exactly. And this person is going to end up in the Old Man Mojo Dojo Casa house. So that's what these people are going to have to do. These deadbeats, they will have to create community with other deadbeats and try to create some kind of Old Man Mojo Dojo Casa house to put them all together in one house because they have not cultivated relationships with the women in their lives, like spouses or girlfriends. They haven't cultivated relationships with their children. They haven't made enough friends or whatnot. So they're going to have to create something on their own. But all I know is that you, a person who was left and abandoned, have no obligation to these paternal pests because they were not here for you. There's not a real need to go into all of these comments simply because you see the edit. Most of the people were like, no, you don't owe this person anything. Like one Maximum says, there's an old saying, you reap what you sow, which means you eventually have to face up to the consequences of your action. You simply saying you may regret not doing nothing only means that your mother did a fantastic job raising you, and here's to your mom. No one would blame you after 15 years of missed birthdays, Christmases, special events, and milestones which he chose to miss. Now, the other side of the coin, there is nothing worse than living with regret. You can always see him, tell him how you feel, and decide if you want to help. Please don't help. Caretaking is hard work. It takes a lot of time, energy, resources. It is hard on your body. Absolutely not. This person is a literal stranger. Save that for mama, the person that stayed, and like you said, for your siblings or just anybody. The local barista, the local cashier up the street probably has more of a connection than your deadbeat daddy. Snowy Bird says, 40 years ago, I would have felt the same way you feel because that's how I was raised too. But I'm 62 now and I've learned a lot about people over the years. Now, I would have just told him, look, I haven't heard from you in 10 years. Let's keep that same energy going, and hung up. I like that. Let's keep the same energy. Absolutely. Like, you died. Like, what? Why are you calling me? I got to go to work. I got to move rocks from left to right, back to left. Like, literally, don't give these people any kind of energy. The Crying Shame says, or I'll take care of you the same way you took care of me. Hangs up, blocks number, never reaches out to him again. This person at the bottom, Augie Doggy, says, the cynical part of me thinks this is a good idea, or literally go over there and be like, sure, exactly like you taught me to help people, walks out the door, never returns. So that's how the comments were going. I needed to get to this screenshot though. Random Yokel says, he's got to get him all hyped up first though. Dad, I'm so glad you reached out after all these years. I've been looking forward to seeing you for over a decade. Smile, maybe a hug. Finally, I get a chance to take care of you. Smile becomes straight-faced. Look him dead in the eyes. Exactly how you took care of me. Put on the shades if you got them, 180, and walk out that mofo's life through the doors of no looking back. In all seriousness, saying no and leaving isn't anywhere near as harmful as walking out on a family, the damage inflicted individually and as a whole. OP's mom sounds like the real MVP. F his dad. I can't stand people who skate accountability. And what I wanted to get to was at the very bottom. Please play Gangster's Paradise while doing this. Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise. That was just so random. Like, who thinks of Gangster's Paradise? Anyways, y'all needed to see that part. So join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And once again, pour into the people who have poured into you. A lot of the things that got branded romantic or caring or protective is simply just controlling. And okay, so this woman posted this in the Ask Men Advice subreddit. She's 32 years old and she's going to men to ask these questions because I do believe that we are programmed to seek validation from men. Anyways, she says, won a cruise at work and boyfriend says he will break up with me if I go. This woman is 32 years old. This is a grown woman, and she's allowing her boyfriend, who's 28, to dictate with her that she cannot go on a cruise that she's won. She says, okay, here it goes. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 8 years. So this is a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. They've been together for 8 years. He's very protective of me, and that's what started ding, ding, ding. This man is simply controlling her, not just very protective, controlling. All right. Anyway, I feel like I could type out a whole backstory of our relationship for hours, but I'll just get straight to the point. I work at a Marriott doing sales, and this year, whoever sold the most gets to go on a cruise. Well, I started late in the year, so I knew I wasn't going to win it. But then, to my surprise, there are wild cards. And my boss, without me knowing, put my name in, and out of the whole entire Western region, they chose me. I was shocked and excited. It's a 3-day cruise going to Ensenada, which is interesting because my boyfriend and I did a cruise with his parents, our very first one ever, to Cabo and Ensenada for New Year's. So it's almost the exact same, so it's almost the same cruise we just did, but it's all paid for. All kind of work events and fun dinners and things on the boat. They pay for an excursion for us, the works. But of course, there's no +1 included. I told my protective, controlling, I told my protective boyfriend that I won this cruise. At first he was like, how awesome. Then I told him it didn't include a +1. He didn't say much. Then comes to me a week later and says, are you really planning on going on that cruise? I was like, well, yeah, I won it. I would love for you to come too. I will pay for half for everything if you come. Your flight, the cruise, everything. He says no. He doesn't want to go back to Ensenada. It was ugly and nothing special, which, yeah, I get that, but not the point. So anyway, he has no desire to go. Then he tells me how stupid it is for me to go by myself, how Mexico and especially Ensenada are dangerous. I also understand this, but I will be with a huge group of other people who work at the Marriotts. The top bosses will be there too. We will be going to Ensenada in a group. And 2 of my coworkers that I know personally are also going, so I'm not by myself. But he told me he doesn't want me to go and how disrespectful it is of me that after 8 years, I won't respect him on not going on this cruise. He then tells me it's over and he will end our relationship if I go. What a blow. So, this cruise, my flights, everything is already paid for. I told my boyfriend if he doesn't want me to go, then go to my work and tell my boss I can't go on the cruise because he won't let me go. He said that was the most disrespectful and hurtful thing for me to say. How could I be more worried about what my boss thinks and hurting his feelings over what my boyfriend thinks and his feelings? Isn't he more important? Of course he is, but for real. So I didn't think that was too much to ask, but he won't bend on coming with me. It might be too late now anyway to book. He won't talk to my boss, and he expects me not to go and tell my boss myself, or it's over. He said he doesn't approve of me going, and I'm under his covering. We are Christian. He said if something were to happen to me, then it would be his fault because I'm under his covering, and he let me go. See, this right here. That whole umbrella of things, why these people really think that they are like superior and supposed to have this gig, and it's because the whole we are Christian thing. But the thing is, he's being spiteful. He doesn't want to go. She's giving options like come with me. She's trying, but for whatever reason, she's accomplished. This is the thing. He must be jealous. She's accomplished something. She's won something. She's feeling good about herself. Her shoulders are back a little bit, head held a little bit high, and he needs to bring her down. You're not accepting this accomplishment. You're not accepting this achievement, and you're going to like it and just do it. Yeah. That's the reason why. And then asking this in the Ask Men subreddit, like I literally don't get this, but they don't want a feminist take, obviously, probably because, like she said right here, we are Christian. All right, let me continue. Guys, for real, I really need some other men's opinions on this. I have 4 brothers who all strongly, if not more so, agree with him. And one of them has even lectured me about how terrible of a girlfriend I am and how I don't care about my man or respect him if I don't respect his wishes. So the men in my immediate circle are on his side, and I'm over here like new job, year in, working hard, won a cruise. I've never won anything like that before. It's wild, it's so cool, but yet my boyfriend wants to take that away from me and doesn't care about me missing out on a crazy work cruise experience. He told me he can't believe I'd sacrifice 8 years together for a 3-day cruise. And I see it flip side. I can't believe he would threaten 8 years together over a measly 3-day cruise that I won. Meanwhile, he's going to visit his family, yes, in the States, so he says it's different, but for a whole month, which I'm happy for him, and he needs to go. His grandparents are not doing well at the moment, and he's super, super close to them, so maybe it doesn't compare, but I'm all saying is he can leave me for a whole month, but I'm not allowed to go on a 3-day cruise without sacrificing my whole relationship. The cruise is a month away. I don't know what to do. Men, please help offer perspective. I mean, I'm not a man, obviously, but y'all see how my perspective has been as I've been talking. Yes, he can leave, but then what's crazy is once he leaves, she's not under his covering anymore. So it's not even about being protective. It's about him not wanting her to feel good about herself and her achievements and winning something. It's literally about control. She said, edit, I wanted to mention after seeing a few comments that my manager who put my name in for the wild card isn't going. He's never even been on a cruise. He's just an awesome manager and really cares about his employees. He's seen how hard I've worked and felt I deserve to have a chance at going. And also, my boyfriend's always trusted me in the cheating department. He might be jealous thinking of me getting hit on, but he knows I would never cheat on him. I've shown him that. So everyone's saying it's all about cheating and sex on a boat or with my manager trying to get me alone. That's not it. And the boss, big wig guy who's going, he's gay. So this isn't the issue. And to everyone else who doesn't believe that Marriott of all places didn't give me a +1, it's true. Trust me, I also found it effed up and really bizarre that a company this big and wealthy wouldn't offer that, but they didn't. Wouldn't have made this post if they had. To everyone else, thank you so much for your comments and advice. Been reading a lot of it. So that is her comments, and you could see based on her edits what the men were saying, like, he just thinks that you're going to cheat. And that's literally what the first person says, who's a man. He thinks you're going to cheat on him. That's the reason why it's like, they have such programmed commentary. I don't even know what's the whole point in reaching out to them. Anyways, y'all just go ahead and leave your comments. What do you think? Based on who I know is in my network, you'll probably say something similar to me, that this is just an attempt to diminish her accomplishments and, make sure that she's miserable for whatever reason. I don't know. But this is an 8-year boyfriend. Child, no, absolutely not. Do not pause your achievements for his sensibility, for his sake, for his ego or whatever, because he hasn't won anything, I guess. I don't know. Y'all weigh in. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I was sent this post, and the question that this man is asking in the dating advice just made me smile, because I just know that it's women pulling back energy, and that just makes me so happy. He says, why has finding a friends with benefits gotten harder in 2025? I am so happy that he is having a hard time finding someone to just casually get some peaches from. Anyways, he says, long story short, 27-year-old man, used to dorm upstate New York and found a 25-year-old female from Tinder who was down solely for friends with benefits. She lived 10 minutes away from campus by car. She was always down. She lived alone and even gave me access to her keys so I can crash there, eat there, study, what have you. She was ready for me anytime. Thursday, 12 a.m., no problem. Friday, 6 p.m., no problem. Only when she had to work or was sick was a no-no. Amazing, pleasuring experiences. I'm relatively good looking at 6'3", silky blonde hair with green eyes, an ectomorph frame with good insertions and abs. So I've always been the attractive type, and I'm super respectful and not pushy. I know being desperate is anti-seductive. Nothing about his personality, just his looks. I am a strapping, good-looking fella. I come back to New York City and I can't find that same kind of connection here. I went on 4 dates looking for the same kind of connection I had upstate, and it didn't even come close. They all ate the dinner I paid for and basically all hit me with, if I'm not being treated like a queen and you won't take me serious to where we can grow into a life partnership, then I'm not doing any of that stuff. Call a lady of the night for that. I just want to find the same kind of connection I had during college. No feelings attached. She was always down. No money wasted. Good love making. No stress. Why can't I find that coming back here? These women are really pedestalizing their own self here in Manhattan. I'm sure they exist here because it's Manhattan, but man, it's hard to find someone reliable like my college partner was. Ladies, I really hope that we get to the point where there are tons of men that are out here feeling this type of thing, where they are no longer able to find a friends with benefits. The current climate doesn't allow for any oopsies. The current climate says that there should be none of this like casual hooking up, because if you were to get pregnant and you don't want to actually have a baby with a friends with benefits, what are you going to do in this current climate? The economics of it all. Why are you lending your body to be a masturbatory tool? Why? He doesn't want to pour into any woman, into any connection in any real way. He doesn't want to get any, to give any of his time, effort, resources, or anything. But he just expects to have some peaches come out and be handed to him. And so to that we say no. No, we're not doing that. We're not just giving of our bodies to these people that just expected for absolutely nothing. And yes, he can just call a lady of the night for that, because at least he is, giving some money to somebody, but he doesn't want to do that. He thinks that because he is blonde and have pretty eyes and has some chiseled abs, that he should just be able to get it for free. Nothing about him says that he actually wants to be a friend with these people. He just wants to use their body, and that is not friendship. Just using someone to get an orgasm is not a friendship. That is a user, and these users need to be out there on their own in the cold by themselves, and the loneliness epidemic needs to get lonelier. These people do not deserve the connection, the support, the care that women give. They just don't deserve it. Everything about this post was reductive, just reducing a woman down to a pleasure tool for a man. And hopefully we're seeing that this is not worth it, that these people are not worth it, that they do not want to be your friends. They just want to use you. And I hope more women say no, absolutely not. I really hope that we get to the point where more and more women are saying no to that kind of treatment. Let's check out a few of the comments. Mean Ginger Snap says, insanely entitled attitude, plus people grow up and want to settle down. Certifiably Quirky says, you're probably not picking the right people. Are you using dating apps or meeting people in real life? The OP says both, but I'm going for beautiful women. I'm not settling for mediocre 5s and 6s. I mean, in terms of looks. So he has, he has his standards, but he doesn't want to pour into these women. And he's getting upset that they want somebody that's actually going to put in some effort. This is just a really weird dynamic, but this is how this person thinks in his brain. Zonked Out Zygo says, you need to be really upfront that that's all you're looking for, so you're not wasting money taking chicks out that are not chicks out that are not down for that. And then the OP says, okay, but that's not the point. The point is, why has it become harder out here in New York City in general as a whole frame to get the same experience I had upstate? You guys are focused on how I talk to women. I'm talking about the dynamics outside of me on dates. Why has it become harder to get a woman like I had upstate here in New York City? Why has it become harder to get a woman that just wants to let me use her as a self-pleasure tool? I don't get it. Zonked Out Zygo says, you may need to accept you just found a unicorn. Like, seriously, what is the benefits of friends with benefits for a woman? You weren't that girl's friend. You just wanted sex, same as her. Maybe she wanted more, but that's not who you are. You go on and on about your physical appearance, and that's not as great as you think it is. I would choose a friends with benefits situation with a guy that was actually my friend and I could trust to treat me with respect. The fact that you think is not the point of how you treat women or how you're interacting with women, and then wonder why it's harder for you. If your only benefit is your peen, women can get that anywhere. In fact, women can get an automated version of that would be a lot better than what you offer. You want a girl to give you peaches, you feel like you're entitled to it. Maybe you had what it takes for one girl, but obviously you don't for the rest of them. So that's that. Then the OP says, but then you're assuming she wanted to fall in love. You're contrasting yourself preferences to hers. Maybe she just wanted peaches. Maybe you release more oxytocin than her. Maybe she valued the physical part more. See, I don't like it when women like you try to click their own narrative and preferences into others respectfully. Some women just want flesh pleasure. You want more, why vouch for other women? But you're here asking the questions. You're not finding that same person. So like this person said, maybe you found a unicorn, and more women do not want that in this current society, this current culture. Women maybe just don't want that anymore, and you're not going to find it. I don't know. So this person responds with, our own narrative is all we have, just like your own narrative is all you're coming at us with. If you need to hear that there's tons and tons of women that are going to want your peen for your peen alone and nothing else, then fine. I'll tell you whatever you want to hear. And then the OP says, our? Who's our? What you want and what other women want is not the same. Then why is he asking this question if he doesn't want an answer? Okay, you remember earlier when I said taking checks out and that person meant taking chicks out? Well, I can get loud too, honed in on that part, saying, I mean, if he's taking out checks instead of women, I don't think a piece of paper from the bank is going to behave in the way he's expecting. That could be the issue. So she was being snarky there. I can get loud too is who actually tagged me into this post. All right, so this person at the bottom says, people in general are getting tired of the hookup culture, especially women. Many of us realize it's not worth the risk, and the more you grow up, the more it makes you feel empty. Also, the social stigma is not the same for both genders, so why would anyone settle for a friends with benefits when you can have a partner who actually wants to be there during all the highs and lows and not for just some fleeting fun? Some women want that, I suppose, but the ones you're meeting are not putting themselves on a pedestal either. Wanting a partnership, it truly is the bare minimum. You got lucky once, but if you can't find the same connection, wouldn't call it that, to be honest, then just do some reflection or retreat from the scene for some time. I think that Sheeta does hit the nail on the head, talking about that women are getting tired of hookup culture, especially when women are reporting back that they're not actually getting pleasure. They're not getting theirs. So why do it? It's not worth it. Anyways, let me know what you think about this one. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.